Hey guys, and welcome to Top Channel 101, and today let's look at some of the most important add-ons on the Blender market that you should definitely look into. Starting off with the sky, you can always use the sky texture that comes built in Blender, but if you want to have renders that look detailed, you might have to pick up something like physical starlight and atmosphere. It's going to give you detail that HDRI images don't give you, and also let you animate clouds, add atmospheric fog, day and night cycles. So if you want to do time lapses, it's a perfect tool to have so that you don't have to ever worry about what is going to be in the background, so that you can focus on whatever you have in the foreground. Speaking of foregrounds, another tool that I see a lot of creators are using is the Procedure Building Generator tool. This is a Geometry Nodes based building generator. It was created about 2 years ago. The buildings are quite detailed and easy to create with just extruding a few faces. You can just select from a few templates. You can have historic buildings or just normal buildings with different designs. Most of the artists who are going pro are just finding libraries like this that they can leverage to create a lot of detail. Next up, we're going to look at materials. Since materials are what really brings out the look of an object, you can go the procedure route, which is creating materials procedurally using procedure textures like noises and Voronoi textures, gradients, and others. You can do that by yourself, but it's going to take you a lot of time. So a lot of artists just end up using something like Sanctus Material Library, which is the largest collection of procedure materials for Blender, and it includes generators, metals, glasses, patterns, and other things, but it's most known for its procedural materials and surface shaders. It also now comes with parallax inbuilt in, so that your surfaces have layered depth where you have different levels of material setups that are visible without having extra geometry underneath. You will not find any other library rich in surfaces like the Sanctus library. Continuing with the material category, let's talk about sterilized non-photorealistic renders, because Sanctus materials are more on the side of realism when you're trying to create realistic surfaces. But if you want something more sterilized, the Komikaze Asset Pack is going to be a great collection for you. It has most of the common used sterilized shaders like halftone, tone shading, line art, and they are specifically designed for manga, anime, and if you're trying to achieve a Spider-Verse look, this is going to be the library that you might want to get. And for those of you who are PBR material lovers, Extreme PBR Nexus collection is what you might want to get. It has anything you can think of, and the advantage of PBR materials through procedural materials is that you can easily export them to other DCCs like Unreal Engine and others without having to bake the textures first. The Extreme PBR material also includes some blending masks that you can use to blend between different materials to make your surfaces look more realistic and exist in a way that you would expect in the real world. They include masks like one edges, micro displacements, and other masks that you can truly use and to make your surfaces stand out. Stepping away from materials, let's go for scattering. We're going to first look at Scatterflow. This is a new add-on that I've started using, and it's really powerful when it comes to scattering objects. 3D is 90% scattering objects around. You tend to instance them around. You can use geometry nodes, you can use the particle system, but those two systems will never give you the same results you can get with physics-based scattering, which Scatterflow uses, where you basically just throw things around like you would in the real world, making them scatter and look as if they were thrown around with physics, because they were really thrown around with physics. It also gives you a feature that I really wished Blender came with, and that is emitting RBD objects. For example, if you want a pile of objects, you can either again use the particle system or geometry nodes, but those are not physics based, so you're going to have a lot of intersections. But with a tool like this that uses physics, you can turn on the emission, RBD emission, and you will just emit a bunch of objects on top of each other, creating a pile of debris or whatever you want in no time without the risk of objects intersecting each other. Now, if you don't really care about physics, because you usually use physics when you're scattering objects up close, and it's not great for scattering hundreds or millions of objects around. For example, if you are scattering trees or grass, you shouldn't be using physics at all, because it won't work and it will be too much headache. That's when you use a tool like GeoScatter, because it's designed for scattering objects like this in a cohesive way, where objects are scattered in an ecosystem that you find in the real world. It has these things called biomes, where basically you can set up how objects should be instanced, which objects should be next to each other, which should be far away from each other. If this spawns here, what other objects or trees or grass are likely to scatter around it. And that's one of the best feature of GeoScatter is biomes system, biomes feature that allows you to create ecosystems quite easily, just like that. Now, this list can go on forever because they are always creating new add-ons. I'm going to end it here. I'm also trying to create some Houdini content, show you how you can do some stuff in Houdini, because it's the most powerful 3D applications. I have a course about Houdini, but I want to make some free stuff for my YouTube channel for those who just want to get started in Houdini without investing too much into it. So yeah, that's going to be up, and if you're interested in that, let me know in the comments if you would be willing to watch some Houdini content. Anyway, that's it. Thank you for watching. See you later, and all links are in the